I want to share with you guys really bad how my day started yesterday because it has two phases to it. I'm going to go over each one and I want to see where you guys lie. Where are you on this matter? Do you think that it is a big deal or it isn't a big deal? Because I sincerely don't know how to feel anymore. I don't want to say I'm in the gray area, but I'm more of a definitive person. I already know how I feel about this. Let me get started. Yesterday, I come in, head to my register, open it up, and the first person I have is not even a customer. She was coming back from performing another type of transaction. I want to say it was a return, except that she wasn't coming from the customer service side of things. She came from the other side, but she didn't have any groceries with her or anything. I'm assuming that she finished a return. I should have asked my manager. I sincerely can't tell you because I had just gotten there. She comes over to me and she goes, I need to tell you something. I was just wondering, whenever you have time, only whenever you have time, whenever it's a good time, let one of your managers know that I walked by 3 people who work here, 3 employees, and none of them said anything to me. And then I glanced to my right because in that direction, I happened to have spotted my manager prior to this lady coming over to me. So I looked in that direction to confirm that my manager was still there. And then I tell the lady, I'm sorry to hear that, but hold that thought. That lady over there wearing the rustic t-shirt, she's actually a manager. She goes, oh, she's a manager. And I'm like, yep, please go talk to her. She goes up to my manager and talks to her. And I see my manager's facial expressions, the whole proper customer servicing. Like, I hear you, I understand, I'm sorry, I'll definitely let somebody know this, that, and the other. But then when she left, my manager came over to me and she was like, well, what a great start to the day. It's like first thing in the morning. And I said, honestly, I just said, sorry to hear that. I have a manager on site. Go talk to her. As the lady was walking out, just so she feels she exists, I said, thank you and have a good one. But you guys know me. You know how I'm gonna go with this. You know exactly how I'm going to react. I'm going to be like, that's not important. That doesn't matter. You have other issues. You're being too sensitive. That's not a big deal. Why are you taking time off your day to say this? But in a sense, she's not wrong. And I hate that because I remember when I got hired, one of the things that was emphasized was that whole be present for the customer. Acknowledge people when they walk by you, when they walk in. If they're within, I forget the exact number, something like within 5 feet from you, something like that, I forget. And then to that, I said, how much is too much? Because let me talk to you about how I am as a customer, which I know y'all don't give a fuck because I'm an employee, but understand that you gotta have a good read on people, and there is such thing as too much customer service. When I go places, personally, I don't want anybody to talk to me. I like to be the one approaching you. Now, last night, I went to Walmart to get Dusty stuff. I happened to kind of look like this because I was thinking about how much cat food should I get him? Should I get him extra, or is the rate in which I'm consuming stuff of his jar good enough? I was computing all of that in my brain, but I felt physically how my semblance changed to this because I was looking at the food, not in particular. I was just staring at the food and I was trying to imagine my plan. And then I said, there is nothing wrong with the pacing I'm buying his food with, because I buy more litter than food. I buy litter more often than food. So ultimately, I decided I'll just continue doing what I'm doing. An associate at Walmart spotted me at Walmart and said, "Hey, what are you looking for?" And I said, "Oh, I'm looking for Temptations cat food," which I know where it's at because I get it all the time. But as I was computing that stuff, I had already walked past the set of food, but then this Walmart is a smaller Walmart and their shelving is a little bit different. They have the litter against the wall, some more food against the wall, and then litter supplies would be like on the other side, the liners, scoops, boxes, and all that. It's like segmented. It's like there's a whole cat corner. I stopped to think about my plan with replenishing a little before I made it to my spot. And funnily enough, this associate actually made me backtrack to tell me that that food, the Temptations food, is on the main aisle. But then I wasn't finding it. And then he said, "Oh, actually, I was wrong. You were actually right there, right next to it." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." At that instance, I appreciated that at Walmart, an associate made the first move, took it upon himself to offer assistance. At Walmart, that doesn't usually happen. I feel like they're usually trying to avoid you. But I have experienced this before from Walmart. I don't want to just talk trash. They have had people approach me, and I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm just browsing," or "I'm okay. I know exactly where what I need is at." Things like that. I don't need to be acknowledged. I don't need to be given attention. What I do need, though, is when I go, "Hello, excuse me, where is the toilet paper?" I don't know. I would like for you to give me instructions that are clear and easy to follow, or walk me to the product, or maybe not like put the product on my hand, kind of walk me toward it. But if we are in a non-obvious area of the store, lead the way, and as soon as the product is on our field of vision, point it out and be like, "It'll be that section over there." If you say that, then I'll be like, "Okay, thank you." Boom, it's over. You don't have to make it all the way to the aisle and put it on my hand, that type of thing. I don't need that. Or if the signs that are above already dictate toilet paper and somehow I missed it, just be like, "That aisle number 7, whatever it is, that area." And I'm like, "All right, thanks." Something like that. But be kind about it. Be polite about it. Don't be like over there by aisle 1. Really dry. I want to feel your enthusiasm and not making me feel like I'm a burden, because at the end of the day, we are there to help customers. You don't have to love us. You don't have to roll out a red carpet for us, but at least don't make me feel like I'm the worst part of your day. Because I'm not, especially someone like me. Someone like this lady at my store, I'm thinking, "Lady, we are unloading, we are restocking the shelves, because if we don't, people like you are going to complain about how barren our shelves look. If we acknowledge everybody the way that you want us to acknowledge you at all times, like, let's see, I'm stocking things. Oh shit, is there a customer? Let me make sure that I don't miss a customer so that they don't get offended." Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I like to be the kind of customer who, if we cross paths and we make eye contact, we greet, or we nod, or we smile, like at each other. But you don't have to try to entertain me. I never expect for associates to entertain me. Why? It's as if I have my own personality. You have your own personality, unfortunately, which indicates that you're needy and hungry for attention. Attention is not something practical to give you at all times. Even if it's first thing in the morning and when it comes to foot traffic, it's dead. it doesn't mean that we can just devote to you. And this is something that I have never really confronted any of upper management about, but I have wanted to ask. I'm like, how big a deal is it to acknowledge everybody? Because sometimes I feel like you know who the people who need you to make a move on them are. But imagine if as soon as you walk through the doors, you have someone greet you, then you go to produce, you have someone say something, then as you walk by meat and fish, somebody says something, by the dairy, somebody says something. I don't know about you guys, but that shit is overwhelming. Especially if you're there to grab milk that they put on the other side of the store and you just want to head out. You don't need entertainment. But some people, especially the new customers, they can appreciate that. Those are the people I keep an eye out for. If I don't recognize you, if I've never seen you before, I may try to be a little bit extra, just a little bit, especially if you make the comment that you're new. I'll be like, oh, hey, welcome. What brought you in? Were you able to find everything? And just so you know, we do have a reward system. This is how you sign up. This, that, and the other. But I don't have to be doing that to the over 1,000 people I encounter a day. And it's just not realistic for you to be attentive of everybody like that. Not only does that get exhausting, but it also breaks your focus. Because unfortunately, you are also evaluating my job performance. Now, if my job performance depends exclusively on entertainment, sure, I will do that. But when I have to be a safe worker and stock and perhaps offer coaching to the new people and things like that, do you forget that I too am a human and I have to have my own management style? The people who are like this customer who we had yesterday morning, you have to understand what is going on here. Maybe we're down a person and we need to scramble. We're trying to cover more ground, given that now a zone is going to be lacking coverage, lacking attention, which later is going to result on some of you fools complaining about how you can't find certain items because nobody has gotten to stock that area yet. But no, you don't have enough sense to think about that because, in my opinion, you are selfish, self-absorbed, and think that you are the main character just because you are a paying customer. As an employee, I don't have an issue ever with addressing customers, whether you're the difficult one, whether you're the nice one, whether you are new and you have no idea what you're doing. That's okay. That's fine. That's what I signed up for. But it's this psychological element of something that is literally not important. At least not important to me. I don't need to be greeted. I don't need to be entertained. I don't need you to ask me where stuff is at. My own opinion, of course, is going to seep into my job. But I can also talk to you as a customer because just like you, I have to buy things. I have to consume. I have to shop. And I can tell you how my behavior differs from yours and how employees will have behaviors that differ from you. But if you're really that concerned about people greeting you and you want to feel welcome, where's your job application? Come work with us and let's see if you can live up to your own standard. And then you might learn why from time to time we may not acknowledge you always. And I can tell you that everybody I work with, if you make eye contact with them, or if you approach them, or if they approach you, which when things are not as hectic, not as chaotic, we will make a move on you. We will be like, are you finding everything okay? If you're spending more than 30 seconds looking and browsing and shuffling around, or if you look really stressed or anything like that, we will approach you within 5 to 10 seconds. When we do approach you, or if you do the approaching, all you have to remember is to remain respectful And don't start making stupid commentary like, I can't believe it takes you all this long to come help me, or some snarky shit like that. Nobody wants to hear that. That makes me walk away and leave you alone. How do you feel about that one? To give you a direct answer, I don't care about being seen, being greeted, being talked to, unless I make a move on you. If I inquire about something, I need you and expect for you to do what's pertinent to address my issue. Get a manager if you have to, walk me to the product if I dead ass cannot find it, or whatever it is. I want to feel like I have your attention to have my matter addressed. I don't need your attention to say, ask me personal questions. I don't need you to compliment me. I don't need you to be extra. Just, hey, where can I find frozen veggies? And you'll be like, of course, I'll show you. Or maybe I'll be like, you don't have to exactly show me, just point me in the right direction. I think I just walked by them. Oh, so it'll be about 5 aisles from here on your left when you start seeing the freezers. Okay, great. Found it. Something like that to me is perfectly acceptable. Now, if I come back and I'm like, I am so sorry, I still can't find it, I'll either come back to you because I know that you're already there and you know my situation already, or if I find a associate that's closer to that area, I will approach them and be like, hey, so someone told me that I'm really close to the frozen veggies. Oh yes, right over here. Thank you. Boom, done. Or sorry to bother you, it was right in front of my face. Sometimes I feel bad when something was right in front of my face and somehow I missed it. Technically, I don't have to say sorry. I'm not hurting you. Out of courtesy, just so you know that I'm aware that I was being stupid, then I like to take accountability ahead of time. But see what I mean, you guys? I guess because I'm so low maintenance, I'm just easy like that. When I hear people complaining about this type of petty shit, I almost considered not letting a manager know at all. What I wanted to do was just tell everybody else, can you believe the first person I had today? But I also feel like if it were me and I was saying, hey, just so you know, your bathroom needs toilet paper, then I would want somebody to tell somebody, not keep it to themselves. But that is a different kind of complaint. This is a, hey, you don't have an alarm go off when toilet paper runs out. I'm not sure when your associate is going to be able to circle around the bathrooms. How about if I tell you? But for me to approach an associate and bother you with something, I gotta be stuck. Like I have tried to self-serve, but somehow I just couldn't find it. And I need your intervention. That's it. Really, that is literally it. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know your opinion on this one. I do think that ultimately what's right is for you to acknowledge someone's presence, at the very least greet, but to expect it, especially when you see me that I'm busy. If you see a worker who's busy, we want to help you, but help us help you by you making the move on us that you will need help. Because if we can keep our focus and not make unnecessary movement to acknowledge you, we can get things done a little faster. And we do that so that you don't have to complain about not finding something anyway. And it also makes it easier on us because we will not have to break away from what we're doing to go to the back to hunt it down and God knows what. If we can work at a steady pace, we will get around to breaking stuff down in the back to where we will push product quick enough to where it's unlikely that you'll need help from us in the first place. It's a convenience for you. It's a convenience for us. You don't get to wait for us or ask us or waste time only for us to come back and tell you we don't have it. And it's also better for us because, again, efficiency at running the department. we will become well versed on what we have already and what we don't have. That's why sometimes when you come up to us and you're like, I'm looking for almond milk, we can tell you if it's in stock or not because we already ran that product. And if you ever wonder how people can tell you off the top of their head we don't have something, it's because, surprise, we were able to stock everything, break down the back, and we didn't keep anything in the back. All right, guys, that's it. Bye.